Harold Wheeler, 1943 to 2026. Harold Wheeler was more than just a name in the playbill. He was the heartbeat of the American musical. Those who worked alongside him often remembered his grounded presence and the way he could transform a simple rehearsal into something vibrant and truly unforgettable. On June 24th, at the age of 82, that heartbeat transitioned into a lasting echo. Behind the cameras and the conductor's baton was a man who didn't just write notes, he wrote the soundtrack to our memories. To understand the man, we have to look back to a young boy in St. Louis, Missouri, sitting at a piano in the Antioch Baptist Church at just 5 years old. It was there, amidst the hymns and the steady warmth of his community, that Harold began to find his voice. His journey eventually led him to Howard University, where a chance meeting with a student named Hattie Winston changed everything. You see, Harold was actually her substitute music teacher. That meeting blossomed into a beautiful lifelong partnership, a reminder that sometimes the greatest harmonies aren't found on a page, but in the people we love. In the 1960s, Harold stepped into history, becoming the first African-American musical director for a major pop artist when he joined Burt Bacharach. It was a time of great change, and Harold navigated it with a respectful and formal grace that opened doors for generations to come. His touch was everywhere. He shaped the soulful, iconic sounds of The Wiz and the soaring emotions of Dreamgirls. When you hear the opening notes of a Broadway classic, there is a good chance you are hearing Harold's soul, translated through an orchestra. For many of us, Harold was a guest in our homes every week, leading the orchestra for 17 seasons of Dancing with the Stars. He brought a vibrant energy to our living rooms, proving that whether it was a grand Broadway stage or a television studio, his commitment to excellence never wavered. But he was also there in the quiet moments. Did you know he played the piano on Bruce Springsteen's early hits like Blinded by the Light, or that he composed the music for over 1,200 episodes of All My Children? He was a constant, grounded presence in the American cultural landscape, a man who worked not for the accolades, but for the pure love of the craft. In 2019, when he received a special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement, Harold was almost silent with shock. He later said he didn't do any of it for the awards. He did it because he loved it. That humility, that genuine passion, is what made his work feel so unforgettable to those of us in the audience. His passing after a lengthy illness is a loss felt deeply across the world of art, but his music ensures he is never truly gone. It is a reminder that while the curtain must eventually fall, the song continues in every heart he touched. Harold Wheeler leaves behind his beloved Hattie, their daughters, and a world that sounds a little more beautiful because he was in it. His legacy continues to live on in every frame and every note. Tributes to Harold Wheeler. Guesch Patti, 1946 to 2026. Today we gather to honor the vibrant and unforgettable Guesch Patti. Those who worked alongside her often remember a woman who didn't just perform, she truly lived through her art. Her representative Sébastien Dassigny shared a poignant reflection, noting that she leaves behind the memory of a woman full of life in her every artistic expression. Behind the fame was a real person named Patricia Porrace, a woman of steady warmth and a grounded presence who spent 80 years showing us that we are never just one thing. She was a rare gem in the French arts, a singer, a dancer, and an actress who wove her many talents into a tapestry of unforgettable beauty. Long before she was a household name, Patricia was a young girl with a vibrant dream, becoming a petite rat at the Paris Opera at the tender age of 9. You see, she was born into a world steeped in creativity, the daughter of an impresario, and the goddaughter of the legendary actor Bernard Blier. But it's the simple human details that truly define a person. Her stage name, Guesch, wasn't a corporate creation. It was a deeply personal tribute to her grandfather, who called her Gaixoa, a term of endearment that she carried with her throughout her entire journey. It's a gentle reminder for us all to hold close those small, meaningful pieces of our own family history. In 1987, the world stopped to listen to the iconic and sultry notes of Etienne. It wasn't just a hit song, it was what many call a stylish scandal, a mix of French couture mysterious imagery and a fearless creativity that sold over 1 million copies worldwide. Her colleagues in the industry often remark on her unique nature, calling her both instinctive and cerebral. One collaborator, Elodie Lachaud, remembered her as a warrior of the arts, a woman who inspired even the likes of Madonna with her bold vision. Yet despite the international fame, Patricia remained remarkably humble, often saying that she valued artistic freedom far more than any trophy or award. As the years passed, Guesch Patti continued to reinvent herself, moving gracefully between 5 studio albums, contemporary dance stages, and the silver screen. She was a true explorer, a soul who never stopped searching for the next role or the next song that could express the human experience. Sadly, following a long illness in her beloved Paris, the curtain has fallen on this extraordinary life. But we don't dwell on the pain of the end. Instead, we focus on the gratitude for the beauty she shared. Her story is a reminder to all of us to appreciate the vibrant people in our lives while they are here, and to never be afraid to search for our own next step. Her legacy continues to live on in every frame and every note. Tributes to Guesch Patti. Joe Doering, 1982 to 2026. Those who worked alongside him often remember a man whose steady warmth was as legendary as his power in the ring. Joe Doering was more than just an athlete. He was a vibrant, grounded presence who carried himself with a quiet dignity that commanded respect from Tokyo to Nashville. Whether he was standing tall as a 2-time Triple Crown heavyweight champion in All Japan Pro Wrestling or leading the charge in TNA, Joe had this unforgettable way of making every moment feel significant. Behind the cameras was a real person, a man born in 1982 who found his calling within the ropes. We often see these larger-than-life figures and forget they face the same quiet battles we all do. In 2016, Joe's world changed when he received a diagnosis of a brain tumor. Now, we're not going to dwell on the painful details of that struggle, because Joe's story isn't one of defeat, it's one of incredible, unshakable courage. He underwent surgery and fought his way back to the ring, proving to his fans and his peers that the human spirit is capable of miracles. His time in Florida Championship Wrestling as Drake Brewer, and his later success with the group Violent by Design, showed a man who was always evolving, always giving his best to the audience he loved. You know, sometimes a story comes up that reminds us of how precious our time truly is. At just 44 years old, Joe's journey here has come to an end, but the impact he made on the lives of those around him is permanent. He leaves behind a legacy of resilience, a reminder that love and a strong will can help us get through even the hardest battles. It's a gentle nudge for all of us to appreciate the people in our lives right now, to say the words we've been meaning to say. Joe Doering was a giant, not just in stature, but in character. His legacy continues to live on in every frame. Tributes to Joe Doering. Rosetta Miller Perry, 1934 to 2026. Every so often, a story comes along that reminds us of the power of a single vibrant spirit. Today, we gather to honor the unforgettable Mrs. Rosetta Miller Perry, a woman whose steady warmth and grounded presence became the very heartbeat of Nashville's Black community. Those who worked alongside her often remember her as a civic dynamo, a leader who didn't just report the news, but who built the institutions that allowed a community to see its own beauty reflected back. She passed away peacefully at the age of 91, surrounded by the family she loved so dearly. It is a poignant moment for us all, a reminder that a life lived with purpose can truly light the way for generations to come. Behind the cameras and the printing presses was a real person with a story that began in the most humble of ways. Born in 1934 in the industrial town of Coraopolis, Pennsylvania, Rosetta spent her first 4 years living on her maternal aunt's houseboat on the Allegheny River. It was a modest beginning, but even then she was a young girl who played the organ for her church and dreamed of the sophisticated life she saw in the society pages of the Pittsburgh Courier. Her journey of service took a bold turn in 1954. when she enlisted in the United States Navy, a decision that showcased the grit and determination that would define her entire life. Those who walked the front lines of the civil rights movement with her often recalled her unwavering courage. Rosetta wasn't just a spectator. She was a pioneer who participated in the 1960 Nashville sit-ins and later became a federal observer during some of our nation's most trying times. She stood in Memphis during the 1968 sanitation workers' strike. She was there when the world lost Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., documenting the truth, even when it put her own career at risk. As one colleague beautifully noted, she stood in the trenches with dignity, surviving character assassinations and systemic barriers to become Nashville's first female African-American area director of the EEOC. You know, sometimes the greatest achievements come from the moments when others say no. In 1991, after being turned away by local banks, Rosetta took $70,000 of her own hard-earned savings to launch the Tennessee Tribune. She was 56 years old, proving that it is never too late to start a vibrant new chapter. Her vision was simple yet profound. She wanted Black children to open a newspaper and see doctors, lawyers, and teachers who looked like them. She built that paper into a statewide voice of truth, often operating out of historic Jefferson Street, the very heart of the community she served with such extraordinary devotion. Rosetta Miller Perry believed that true empowerment came through economic opportunity and education. She didn't just write about businesses. She founded the Nashville Black Chamber of Commerce and even established retail stores at the Nashville International Airport to showcase local minority-owned suppliers. To her, every interaction was a chance to mentor a young journalist or offer honest advice to a budding entrepreneur. As her dear friend Vivian Wilhoit reflected, Rosetta poured wisdom into those around her during late-night conversations about faith, family, and leadership, always encouraging others to open doors that had once been closed. As we reflect on this unforgettable life, we are reminded to appreciate the trailblazers who walk among us today. Rosetta Miller Perry leaves behind a legacy of immeasurable contributions, a reminder that love and persistence can help us get through the hardest battles. While the light of this true icon has dimmed, her voice remains alive in every page of the Tribune and in the hearts of the countless leaders she mentored. Her journey reminds us that when we control our own narrative, we truly protect our future. Her legacy continues to live on in every story told with dignity and every voice she helped find its strength. Tributes to Rosetta Miller Perry. Francisco Guterres, 1954 to 2026. You know, every so often a story comes along that reminds us of the profound strength found in a single dedicated soul. Today we gather with heavy yet grateful hearts to honor a man whose life was a vibrant tapestry of courage and service. Francisco Guterres, the former president of Timor-Leste, known affectionately to the world by his nom de guerre, Lu'olo, has peacefully passed away at the age of 71. Those who worked alongside him often remember his steady warmth, a calm reassurance that could steady a room even in the most turbulent times. He wasn't just a politician, he was a living symbol of a people's dream for freedom. Behind the cameras was a real person, a man of grounded presence who never forgot the soil he came from in the town of Osu. His journey from the quiet mountains to the highest office in the land is a reminder that love for one's country can help us get through the hardest battles. Francisco's story began in September of 1954, but it was in the rugged forests of his homeland where his unforgettable legacy was truly forged. For 24 long years, he served as a guerrilla commander, leading his people through a struggle that many thought was impossible. He was part of a generation that dreamed when hope seemed to be fading into the mist. His longtime companion in struggle, President José Ramos Horta, recently shared a poignant reflection, noting that Lu'olo taught the world that freedom is not a gift, but an achievement won through sweat and perseverance. Even during those demanding years in the mountains, he remained a man of firm convictions, someone who believed in a free and developed nation. It's a powerful lesson for all of us today to appreciate the peace we have and the people who stood in the gap to secure it. When the guns finally fell silent, Francisco didn't rest. He simply traded his fatigues for the responsibilities of building a new democracy. As the first president of the national parliament and later as the head of state, he navigated the complexities of governance with the same determination and commitment he showed in the forest. He had this unique way of bringing people together, always seeking a meeting point through dialogue and consensus. You know, sometimes we focus so much on the titles that we miss the man. Francisco was a scholar of the law, a devoted husband to his wife, Cidalia, and a proud father of 4 children. Those close to him saw a man who balanced the weight of a nation with the simple, quiet joys of family life. He remained unwavering in his ideal of a sovereign patria, yet he walked with a humility that touched every citizen he met. On a quiet Friday in June, the streets of Dili were lined with tens of thousands of people throwing flowers and shedding tears as their son of Timor-Leste was carried to his final rest among the heroes in Metinaro. The national flag flew at half-mast, but the spirit of the man it honored seemed to soar higher than ever. We're not going to dwell on the painful details of his illness. Instead, we celebrate a mission fulfilled. Francisco Guterres leaves behind a legacy of absolute dedication and a roadmap for future generations to follow. He proved that it is possible to dream big, provided you are willing to work for those dreams day and night. As we say goodbye, let us take a moment to appreciate those around us right now, to value the steady presence of those who lead with their hearts. His legacy continues to live on in every frame of the nation he helped build. Tributes to Francisco Guterres Luolo,